Well, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started because some of you may have to be going on to another Zoom later on. But first of all, it's so good to see y'all. Even though I just see your names, I'll take it all day long. Need to do this. Hang on. Oops, there we go. All right. Now then, as I was telling them, poor Mr. Tyner's quarantined, so he's not here. So I've been the only one in my building all week long, and I don't get to see anybody or talk to anybody. So I have been just playing Christmas music and working on little videos for y'all and the high school and doing Zoom meetings and checking to make sure y'all are doing your Google Classroom stuff and wondering what y'all are doing and miss hearing your voices and miss seeing your faces. And so therefore, that's gone. Now let's dive into. All right. So when we talked about the week before Thanksgiving, when we were sent home that next week, I sent you out some PowerPoints and some little short videos on solfege or fa sol la, right? Okay, so what I want you to do with me first is remember over here our little signs. Can you see the signs? Let's see, how can I? Speaker view. Here we go. Whoop. Yada's on the speaker view. No, we don't want Yada there. Sorry, Yada. I need me on there. Let me see if I can do it this way. Whoop, nope. Well, shoot a monkey. Guess I have to go there. Maybe go here. Oh, well. Anyhow, we'll do it this way. Okay. Remember those little signs down at the bottom of my board. I'm trying to move this where you can see it. All right. And we had all these little hand signs that we did in learning our solfege when we learned to do the solfege hand signs with do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? Okay. I want you to do it with me, except this time, and I'm going to move back a little bit. This time I want you to do it with two hands, okay? All right, here we go. Ready? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do, okay? One more time. Here we go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. And I put those on a PowerPoint that you have that I sent you earlier. I think the first week that we were out, I sent it to you. And it's got the picture of the hand signs. So I want you to practice those and get real familiar with those, okay? We did our little warm up with 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we went all the way up and came all the way back down, right? Okay. Then we did it with the do. Do, re, mi, re, do. Remember that one? And everybody goes blah, 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 when we got about to 6 and 7 on that one. And probably because when we see the syllables that are written there, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, because it's pronounced differently than the way it's written, we get confused sometimes when we're trying to say it as we are learning it. But it's just like when we did the B-A, bay, and the B-E-B, and the B-I, bicky-bye, and all that. When we first started it, when you first started learning it, it was like, oh my gosh, you'd get through the first line, second line, third line. Then when we get that fourth and fifth line, it was like train wreck. But then you got to where you could do it with no problem. And then we changed consonants, and it was even more challenging for you, but you kept going and kept doing and succeeded in it, okay? So the same thing's going to happen when we do with the solfege, because the solfege, you know, as you saw in the video that I sent you and in the little PowerPoint, started back there with the monks. And when they were wanting to, you know, when they sing a song, it's basically, it's not, well, I guess you would, well, it is a song. Let me put it that way. It is a song. But what they were doing is they were singing their prayers to God. And the guy who was doing the, I guess he might be considered the music leader, he wanted to change it up some. He wanted to make it more interesting as opposed to being more monotone. And when we talk about monotone, we're talking about one note and singing 49 words on one note. He wanted to have a little variety, so it made it even more beautiful as opposed to said, we love you, Lord, and Jesus Christ, when our Savior. You know, you've heard these on movies, you've heard some that when you hear those, you're thinking, oh my goodness gracious, because that's what they did way back yonder. And it has definitely progressed through the hundreds of years since then. But when we're looking at solfege, one of the things that we want to remember is the fact that when we do our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, whatever pitch do is, that's the key that we're singing in. You know, when we do warm-ups, we have, we start on one note and we'll do a little warm-up, and then we'll move up a half step, then we'll move up another half step, then we'll move up another half step. Well, every time that we move up after we do on, for example, let's just do, well, let's just do, let's see, loose lips, tip of the tongue. Loose lips, tip of the tongue, articulation, please. 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 Okay, we did that phrase how many different times? 4. Loose lips, tip of the tongue, articulation, please. 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 Okay, those 4 times, there were 4 different do's because we were in 4 different keys. When we use our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and when we use our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, we are singing a major scale. And that major scale is getting our ears used to hearing where we're going to be and what key we're going to be in when we are singing a song that we're learning. Okay? All right. So as we look at We Wish You a Merry Christmas there, at the very top, you see where I wrote in G major scale. And then you see G, A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, G, right? Okay. How many letters do we have in the music alphabet? Who can tell me? Type it in there at the bottom. If you tell me how many letters are in the music alphabet. Yay! 7, okay? So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, all right? When we get through with those, then we start over again, right? Well, in a scale, we know that do down here and do up here are going to be the same letter name. So if we start, if you look there at your copy of We Wish You a Merry Christmas at the top, and you will see the first do, which is G, and then you'll see the last do, which is G. The first one is 1, the last one is 8. So if we have 8 letters, we know that, oh, we've used another letter besides the 7 letters in our alphabet. We've repeated another letter, okay? And what we've repeated is the first one, because that's the key name that we're in, okay? All right, so we've gotten our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Those are the syllables, all right? We've gotten the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the numerical names, the numbers. When we do our 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're singing a major scale. When we get to 8 and we come back down, we've done the entire major scale, whatever note that we started with, okay? All right, so I'm going to write in up here an F sharp at the beginning, and that's in our in our key sign, right? A key sign tells us what key we're in or what scale we're in. So when I see that little sharp sign right there on the top one in the treble clef, I know that every F that I come across in a song, I don't care where it is on the piano, I don't care where it is in the song, it is going to be it's going to be sharped. Okay, it's going to be sharped. It's not going to have a sharp sign by it, because that over there in the key sign automatically tells me he's going to be sharp. And so I don't have to worry about putting in those little sharp signs every time that I come across an F, no matter wherever it is. Okay, so I'm going to write in the G scale here. G, let's make them half notes. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay? So I've got G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Am I through? Did I leave out anything? Did I forget something? Are you sure? What do I need to put by that F? The sharp sign. Right here, when I'm writing out just the letter names, if I'm wanting to tell somebody, okay, I'm in the key of G, so I've got an F sharp, just to remind me. But I don't have to write it up here on the staff, because it told me that over here at the very beginning. So when I'm looking at my keyboard and I'm looking at a piece of music and I'm looking at a key sign, I could either write the letter names out, I could write the numbers out, or I could write the solfege out. Because all of them are the same. The good thing about solfege and numbers, when you change keys, the numbers and the solfege syllables do not change. The only thing that's going to change is the letter names of the scale that we're in, or the key that we're in. Now, don't get confused when I say scale and key, because remember I said the key name and the scale name, that's the same thing, all right? So just like when I said beats and counts, that's the same thing. Well, key name and scale name is the exact same thing. So don't get that confused when you hear me say, oh, we're in the key of this, or we're in the scale of this. It's the same thing, okay? All right? Okay, so that means that our do is always going to be G, since we're in the key of G. Suppose I was in the key of C. Where would we put the do in the key of C? What do you think? Type it in. What would I put under C if we were in the key of C? What syllable would I put under there? Do. If I was in the key of C, or the scale of C, C major, then do would be C. In our We Wish You a Merry Christmas, do is what letter name? Whoops. What is it? What do you think? G. G equals do. All right? Because that's the key name. G equals do equals the key name. Oh, doesn't equal dog, it equals do. Do, not dog. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay? All right. Let's look at We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now, as you see, the red letters I've typed in is the solfege syllables that we have for We Wish You a Merry Christmas. How many of you are familiar with this app? I'm going to type it in down here at the bottom. Are any of you familiar with Kami? Yeah, it says no. Anybody else that's used Kami before? Well, I'm going to tell you it's your best friend, okay? Have you ever had teachers that send you something and you can't open it up to type on it? Yeah. And it's like, you won't let me type on it. How am I going to do it? You know, and you have to write it down or take a picture of it and then fill it in, then take a picture of it and then send it back. Psh, yuck, that ain't worth it. Okay. Kami is your best friend. It's an app in Chrome. Okay, so you go to Google Chrome, you know, into the, what is it, the App Store. And it's free. And you download that onto your computer. When you have Kami, if you have a PDF document, okay, and say, for instance, this piece of music, I sent it to y'all first and it didn't have the solfege on there. Well, then when I opened it up in Kami, it was a PDF, But when I opened it in Kami, because you know, one of those PDFs, it'll say open with, and if you have Kami on your computer, you can open it with Kami, and then you're able to write on it. You go over to the left, and there's a little, there it says text. When you click on that text box thing and you go to where you want to write at, you'll click right there. It'll have a little box, and then you just drag it as big as you want it or as little as you want it. If you want it on one line of something, or if you want it on one word of something or whatever, and you can write on there. Then when you finish filling in the blanks or whatever on there, download it. It'll tell you, okay, download it to your drive, and it'll say, download to Google Drive, and it'll pop up this little square thing, and you say, annotation, with annotations to Google Drive. All right, annotations mean your changes. And you put it in your Google Drive, and you have it right there in your Google Drive. Then if you need to send it back to the teacher, or you're sending it to somebody that's in a group that you're on, then you can send it to them, and they can open it up, and they can do the same thing. They can add to, download it, save it on their drive, and send it right back to you. Okay? So Kami, Kami, look that up and get that. It will help you tremendously, especially if you're having to do a lot of writing in on teachers' things that they have sent you. Then you will be able to do that, and then be able to, then you'll be able to send it back to me, or send it to whomever you want to send it to. All right, whatever teacher that you might have to do something with that. So use that Kami. It will help you tremendously. It has been my best friend during all this hoopla that's been going on of us having to be, you know, teaching to an empty room, and sending you guys stuff if we wanted you to write something down for us, okay? Okay, so that's how I did put in that top thing, that top little box up there at the top of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, where I put in the scale name, and I put in the solfege name. And then the same thing when I put a little text box that covered each line of music, and then I typed in the syllables for each of the letter names. Now, let's look at that first page of music there. Who can tell me what the time sign is in this piece of music? Remember, the time sign tells us how many counts we got in the measure, and it tells us our note values. And who can tell me what the time sign is in this piece of music? Type it in, talk to me, whichever you want to do. Who has found it? 3-4. Yay! Way to go, Yetta. So it's right there at the very beginning, because it's telling us we got 3 counts in the measure. It's also telling us that a whole note's going to get 4 counts. A whole note. That's an empty circle. That's our granddaddy of them all. So, what? How many counts does a whole note get? Yay, Cindy, go. Yay, Yetta. All right. STE7TEMYG, whoever you are. I only see a number there. That is the whole note. That's how much he's worth, 4 counts. Can we have a whole note in 3/4 time? Can we put four counts into a 4-count note? A 3-count note? A 3-count measure? Can we put 4 counts in a 3-count measure? Nope, we can't. So we won't have any whole notes in here because we ain't use them. The largest one we can use is the half note, which is our circle with a stem on it. Empty circle with a stem. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at what we've got right off the bat there. We also have a double bar line with 2 dots, which means what? What does it mean? Double bar line, 2 dots. What does that mean? Repeat. Remember? Anytime you have the double bar line and 2 dots means to repeat. Okay? Where do we find the other double bar line and 2 beats? Is it on the first page? That's one of them, but where's the second one? Look on the second page there. And you see a little bracket on the second line that's got 1, 2, 3. Then you see a double bar line and 2 dots. Do you see that? Thumbs up. Okay, that's your repeat sign. When it's got 1, 2, 3 there, that means, oh, there's 3 verses that I'm going to go back and repeat before I go to, well, really, I'm going to sing the first verse and the second verse and the third verse, then the 4th verse. So, and then the 4th time is when I finish out the song. Okay, so let's have some fun and let's sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Do you know the song We Wish You a Merry Christmas? Have you ever heard it before? Is that a yes, no, maybe? Yay! Okay, so we're going to sing it on syllables. You got your syllables there, right? In front of you, should have it there, okay? It's in your Google Classroom. It's in the red, so you're reading the red syllable words as we sing the tune of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, okay? Here we go. Are you ready? Sol, do, do, re, do, ti, la, 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 re, re, mi, re, do, ti, so, so, mi, fa, mi, re, do, la, so, so, la, re, ti, do, so, do, 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 ti, ti, do, ti, la, so, re, mi, re, do, so, 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 la, re, ti, do. Now go on to the last ending there, where we're going to start at we on so. Ready? And so, do, do, re, do, ti, la, 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 re, re, mi, re, do, ti, so, so, mi, fa, mi, re, do, la, so, so, la, re, ti, do. How'd you do? Did you catch yourself wanting to sing the words? I always do. I'll start on whoop, whoops. I'm singing syllables. I'm supposed to be singing syllables, not the words. Syllables, not the words. Okay? Let's try it again. Okay? This time we're going to go straight through just like we did then. So I'm not going to stop and say, okay, we're going to go to the second ending. All right. We're just going to, no repeats, because all we're doing are the syllables. All we're doing is learning the melody in our head, in our ears, so that we can know the melody, know what we're singing. And when you're learning a song that you don't know and you find out what key you're in and you write out the scale and you put the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do underneath the notes, you will be surprised at how quick you can learn a song. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Yes, no, maybe, absolutely. I hope so. Here we go. Ready? And so, do, re, do, ti, la, re, mi, re, do, ti, so, mi, fa, mi, re, do, la, so, la, re, ti, do. So, do, ti, do, ti, la, so. Re, mi, re, do, so, la, re, ti, do. So, do, re, do, ti, la, re, mi, re, do, ti, so, mi, fa, mi, re, do, la, so, la, re, ti, do. Okay, how'd you do? Better that time? Hope so. Now, did you notice that you had some do's that were down here? Do, so, do. And you had some so's here and you had some so's here, so's here. We were doing octaves, right? What is an octave? Who can tell me what an octave is? Think. You got it. Come on. You got it. Come on. You got it. What is an octave? Who can tell me? Think of an octopus. Think of an octagon. Eight notes. Okay? So if you sang a do down here, do, do, that's 8 notes apart. That's an octave. All right? It doesn't have to be on do. It can be on re, it can be on mi, fa, sol, la, or ti. Okay? Also, don't forget, when you're in a certain key, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do could be at the bottom of the piano, at the top of the piano, in the middle of the piano, because those syllables are assigned to those letters, all right? Not necessarily a certain letter in a certain spot on the piano or on the staff. If we're in the key of G, every G on the piano is going to be do. Every key. Every G is going to be do. Every D is going to be so. If we're in the key of C. Okay? Now I know your little heads are probably spinning 90 miles an hour. But go back first to the first PowerPoint and video that I shared with you and about solfege and fa sol la. Then do the second one. Then the movies that I've sent you. And then I'll have this Zoom on your Google Classroom too, so that you can go back and look at that too, all right? And use your "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" singing those syllables with it, okay? All righty? All right. Y'all have a great day. Looks like it's going to be a pretty yucky day, a rainy day. I don't like rain when it's cold like it is. But anyhow, be safe. I love you. I miss you. Can't wait to see you again. Hopefully in January, we'll be back together again, okay? See you later. Bye.
Bye.